Hello everyone and welcome to another 3DS era retrospective video where in today's video I have really wanted to talk about this for a long time. We are going to be talking about what I like to call the dark era of the Mario series, or the dark ages of the Mario series. Now, why do I call this time in the Mario franchise the dark ages? Well, this was a time in Mario history where the games were just really bland. They were really bland and lacking a lot of the creativity that we had come to see in the GameCube and Wii era. And in my opinion, this all started with Mario 3D Land. Now, I know a lot of people remember Mario 3D Land on the 3DS very fondly, and I kind of do as well. I was so excited for this game when it was first announced. I remember watching that trailer, that first trailer for it, so many times, because at that point in time, I had never ever been disappointed by a Mario game before. I was the biggest Mario fan on the planet. I ate all of the Mario games up. I loved all of them, all the spin-offs, all the mainline games. They couldn't do me wrong, ever. They never disappointed me. But when Mario 3D Land came out, I was really excited. First Mario game on the 3DS. The 3DS had a really dry first year. There was barely anything to play on the system. So Mario 3D Land comes out, and I just burnt through that game, 100%ed it in like the first week, I want to say. It was really all I was playing at the time. And it left me feeling a little empty, I remember. A Mario game specifically had never done that to me before. Not many games had. I was pretty lucky always kind of finding games that I really enjoyed back then for the most part. But Mario 3D Land was the first time where I was like, that wasn't really what I wanted it to be. Because back then I of course loved Mario 64. I loved Super Mario Sunshine. And those were two games where you had these little 3D open worlds to explore and complete objectives in, and there were all kinds of interesting characters, especially in Sunshine. And then in the Galaxy games as well, they were a little bit more linear, but they were very interesting in terms of their aesthetic and worlds that you could explore in those games on the Wii, and I love those games, so I need to give them their own video someday. But then we get to Mario 3D Land, the next 3D Mario game, and it just felt a little bit lacking. There was nothing really interesting about it. It really was just 2D Mario, but in 3D. And it's not a bad game at all. It's a lot of fun, and I have revisited it since then, and I do really like it. It is really fun to play. But this was the start of Mario feeling a bit just generic. We move on a little bit, and then Paper Mario Sticker Star comes out. And I was hyped for this game. I was so excited for Paper Mario Sticker Star. I love the Paper Mario games. Like anyone on the internet who talks about Paper Mario, of course, I mean, it's a dead horse at this point, but the first 3 Paper Mario games are amazing. I know some people don't like the third one so much, but I love the third one. I played the heck out of that game when it first came out on the Wii. But those first 3 Paper Mario games are just so magical. They're magical games. They're so unique, so interesting. And then Paper Mario Sticker Star comes out, the 4th game in the Paper Mario series. And let me tell you, I was excited for this game, and I finally got my hands on it. I got it day one, and I'm going through it. I'm going through the first world, and I'm just like, okay, you know, this is okay. I wasn't loving it from the get-go. I from the beginning, I was like, it's just okay. I didn't really like the new battle system. And this is coming from someone who loves Super Paper Mario, the third game on the Wii, which was literally just an action game. It was an action RPG. There was no battle system in that game, really. And then they brought back turn-based combat, which I was really excited for with Paper Mario Sticker Star. But they had the stickers, which were these like disposable items which you needed to use in order to attack. And then the big kicker was that you weren't gaining experience from battles anymore. Even Super Paper Mario had you gaining experience for each enemy that you jumped on, you know, and you were leveling up and getting stronger. They took that away in Paper Mario Sticker Star, and I think that's what burnt me the most, because the world, while it is generic, it's not completely uninteresting. Yeah, it has those generic New Super Mario Bros. Level themes, but if they just kept that RPG mechanic and let you level up from battles instead of just earning coins, which you use to buy more stickers, which you use to fight enemies, it's just this endless cycle where literally what you learn to do is just avoid as many battles as you can, and that's the best way to get through the game, because literally all you get from battles are coins, and the only thing you can spend your coins on are more stickers to fight more battles. But if you skip the battles, you don't have to buy more stickers. So it's like the game ends up just kind of caving in on itself, and you have this broken system that doesn't matter, and it just really sucks. But I still beat Sticker Star, and I came away from it once again just feeling empty and disappointed. And I have to say, I don't think I'm emphasizing it enough how much I don't like Paper Mario Sticker Star. This was probably, and it still is to this day, the most disappointed I have ever been with a video game in my life. But Paper Mario Sticker Star is just a fundamentally broken game. But that was disappointing. I want to try replaying this game and giving it its own video in this 3DS retrospective thing I have going on. But I don't know if I can, but I'll try. I want to try. I want to revisit this game someday. So moving on from Paper Mario Sticker Star, we get New Super Mario Bros. 2. And I was like, okay, another 2D Mario game. You know, I was actually kind of excited for this one. They had this whole thing where it was like, oh, the game's all about coins, and it's going to be like a coin-themed Mario game for some reason. And I was like, oh, cool, they're really shaking it up with this, aren't they? And then the game comes out, and I play it, and I'm just like, this is just the same thing as the Wii New Super Mario Bros. Game, and the coins don't actually even play that big of a role. I mean, if you remember, the whole game was about gold and coins and like all this stuff around the stupid coins, and they don't even really matter that much. There's not even any interesting like level themes around the coins. Like they could have had like a pirate themed world or something where you're going around and collecting treasure chests or something. Like, you know, theme the worlds around this like treasure hunt that they made it out to be, where you're looking for all the coins you can, and like it's all about coins and all this stuff. But it was just a generic, another New Super Mario Bros. Game where you have the grass level and the sand level, you know, a snow world. It's just all the same stuff we've seen before. And I was like, what was even the point of this game? Because with the original New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, it was the first game in the New Super Mario Bros. Series, and it was really interesting at the time because we didn't have an original 2D Mario game since Super Mario Land 2 from like the early 90s on the original Game Boy. That was the last original non-remake 2D Mario game before we got the original New Super Mario Bros. So at this point, I'm like, what is going on with Mario? Like, it feels like they don't even care anymore, you know? Also, around this time, Luigi's Mansion 2 came out, which I'm definitely giving that game its own video because the original Luigi's Mansion is my favorite game of all time. And I have a lot of things to say about Luigi's Mansion 2, but back then, I was not really impressed with Luigi's Mansion 2. I do feel like this game does have some interesting things about it and a lot of things to like about it. It wasn't just completely awful like I used to say it was. I used to be very opinionated about this game, but I'm willing to go back to Luigi's Mansion 2 eventually and, you know, look at it with a fresh set of eyes because I really enjoyed Luigi's Mansion 3. But yeah, around this time, these early 3DS Mario games were all really disappointing me. And then we get Mario and Luigi Dream Team was actually kind of interesting. I do remember enjoying that one. I never finished it though, but it definitely wasn't suffering from the generic curse that was plaguing a lot of the Mario games at that time. But I do want to give that game its own video too, because I never finished it, and I do want to go back and, again, give that game a fair chance and play it all the way through for the first time. But then, and this is the one that really upset me, was later on in the 3DS's life, we got Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, which was this crossover between the Mario and Luigi RPGs developed by Alpha Dream and, of course, the Paper Mario series. And when this was announced, when that trailer started playing at that E3, I was like, oh my god, this is the coolest idea for a game ever. And then the trailers, you know, kept playing, and I was watching it, and I was like, oh no, it's the same thing we've been seeing with the Mario games, where it's just these generic, you know, grass level, desert level, snow level, lava, Bowser's Castle world, you know, the same thing over and over again. And it's like, what were they trying to do back then? Because were they trying to build like more brand recognition or something by just keeping the games all like similar to each other and not having anything that goes outside of the traditional, I'm doing air quotes, traditional Mario level themes? Because like Mario Sunshine was super interesting. You were on this tropical island and every level was like a different attraction on this tropical island, and it was super unique. The Galaxy games, you were literally in space and every planet was completely unique. Oh, those games, the Mario Galaxy games were just, in my opinion, peak Mario. It just felt like, you know, this even leaked into the Mario Party games too, which always had these really creative, you know, boards and really weird, wacky mini games. And even the Mario Party games on the 3DS were cursed. I'm gonna start calling it a curse now. They had this generic Mario curse where they just sucked all of the uniqueness out of this series. And and it even leaked into the Mario sports games at the time as well. You know, actually, I never played the Mario Tennis game on the 3DS, but that Wii U one, actually, I never played the Wii U one either, because like just looking at the trailers for that game, I was like, oh my god, this looks painfully bland. I don't even get me started on that one. It doesn't even matter. One thing I will say though is the Mario Golf game on the 3DS was actually surprisingly good. Honestly, better than the one on the Switch, but I did enjoy the one on the Switch, even though a lot of people kind of don't really like that game. My girlfriend and I actually played that one a lot together when we were in Japan, and we like Mario Golf on the Switch. It's a nice, just relaxing game to play. But we're not talking about the things we enjoy right now. I'm talking about the dark ages of Mario, so let's get back into that. So yeah, pretty much the whole 3DS era, outside of a couple games like Mario and Luigi Dream Team, most of what we saw of Mario on the 3DS was painfully just generic, and it was just the same thing over and over again. But the funny thing was, there were so many Mario games coming out at this time, and I'm not just, not mainline games, but I'm talking about just collectively RPGs, spin-off sports titles, all of that stuff. There were so many, and they were all just generic, so generic, and just, it felt like we were not getting anything interesting from the series. And the same thing was happening over on the Wii U at the, during this era as well. We had New Super Mario Bros. U, which came out literally just a couple months after New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS. And the funny thing is, these days, I don't really hate the New Super Mario Bros. Games anymore. I actually went back and played New Super Mario Bros. 2 like a year ago, just because I felt like playing a 2D Mario game. And I actually had a really good time. I just, blazed through it in like a few hours, and it was fun. And I actually even downloaded New Super Mario Bros. U on my modded Wii U just to have it on there, and I played through a bit of that, and I enjoy it. These games aren't bad games. Well, a lot of the Mario spin-offs on the 3DS were actually bad games, like Sticker Star, and, some of the sports games. But the New Super Mario Bros. Games, they're not even bad. They're just boring, There's nothing interesting about them. Like, you go back and look at games like Super Mario Land 2, which was the last 2D Mario game before this new Super Mario Bros. Craze happened. And that game was so interesting. I just talked about this in my top 15 Game Boy games video, which you should check out if you haven't. But that game is literally the most unique 2D Mario game by far. The worlds are so interesting in that game, and it's just like, what happened? Why all of a sudden do Mario games have to be so bland? Why aren't we getting interesting ideas anymore? What is going on? And it just kind of felt like things were never going to change, and this all kind of culminated at the end of the Wii U era, where we got Paper Mario Color Splash, where, oh man, I remember the rumors about this game where everyone was saying it was going to be a return to form. There were all these rumors it's going to be like the first game. I remember, I was so excited, but also so scared, and I was trying so hard not to buy into these rumors, which there's always rumors like this whenever any game comes out, even with Origami King, which I'll talk about in a little bit as well. But everyone was saying it was going to be this awesome return to form console Paper Mario game, and it comes out, and what is it? It's literally Paper Mario Sticker Star Part 2. It is the same format, but instead of stickers, you have cards, and they literally work the exact same way as the stickers. And it is just the levels are the generic Mario themes that I've mentioned ad nauseum already. And I remember I played like the first few levels of this game, and I was like, why did I even spend money on this? I knew what it was gonna be. I was so sad, so let down by this game. But what did I expect? You know, that's just how Mario was during this era. Before this, we got Mario 3D World, which was like the sequel to Mario 3D Land, which kind of started this trend a little bit. Mario 3D Land isn't as bad as the new Super Mario Bros. Games, in my opinion, in terms of genericness, but it was pretty close, you know? But 3D World comes out for the Wii U, and again, I was like, oh man, first HD Mario game. This was the first HD Mario game. Isn't that crazy? And it comes out, we see that first trailer, and I was just like, oh man, it's literally Super Mario 3D Land, but in HD with multiplayer. Like, of course, that's what it was gonna be, you know? No Mario Galaxy 3, no Mario Sunshine 2, or anything close to those games. No, we get these linear levels, no worlds to explore, you're just running through these levels. I cannot express how disappointed I was at this time with, oh man, Super Mario 3D World. I hated this game. I hated it, which is funny because today I actually really like this game. But back then, this game was just the culmination of all of this whole era of just generic Mario games. And I was like, at this point, I was like, I think Mario's not for me anymore. I don't like it anymore. I'm not enjoying any of these games. It felt like everything was being like targeted at little kids, like especially with the spin-offs like Sticker Star and Paper Mario Color Splash, where they had these just stupidly simple battle systems that like felt like they shouldn't even be there. It's like, if you just want to make like a fun little action adventure game in the Paper Mario universe, like just make that. Like, don't even waste our time with these battles that don't even gain you experience points, you know? So yeah, for a long time I was like, I just don't think the Mario series is for me anymore. And it was painful because my whole life I always said like the Mario games were my favorite games. I loved Mario, all the spin-offs, all of the mainline games, all the 2D games, all the 3D games. I loved all of them so much. They were my favorite games, and they still are to this day, most of them, you know? And I was just like, this series is dead to me. It is so dead to me. I just don't care anymore. And then the Switch comes out, and we get Mario Odyssey in 2017. And let me tell you, say what you will about this game, I do see a lot of people online these days complaining about this game and saying that they don't like the open worlds and that I don't know. What is wrong with you guys? Because to me, this game was a ray of light. It was a ray of hope for the Mario series. For the first time in years, basically since 2010 when Mario Galaxy 2 came out, which I can't believe was 13 years ago now. That is insane. This was the first time since Mario Galaxy 2 in 2010 that we were seeing unique levels in Mario games again. I'm sorry, there's a very loud motorcycle driving by right now. We were seeing unique worlds in Mario again. Yeah, there is a desert level, but it was an interesting desert level. You know, it was like partially frozen over, and there was this really cool floating pyramid, and it was interesting. They took some of those, you know, tropes and made them interesting again, like the desert level. And yeah, this game made me have faith in the Mario series again. I was like, okay, so it's not all gonna be generic from here on out. The only downside, honestly, is that we haven't seen another mainline Mario game since then. That was 6 years ago now. It's 2023. Mario Odyssey came out in 2017. And that's the last time we saw a mainline Mario game. The only other, like, quote-unquote mainline Mario games we have on the Switch other than Mario Odyssey are New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, another New Super Mario... It's not even another New Super Mario Bros. Game, it's just a port. I don't even know why I said it's another New Super Mario Bros. Game. So, and then we have Mario Maker 2, which you could kind of see that as a mainline Mario game because there are like 100 or so levels made by the developers of the game that are there on the cartridge for you to play, which I really enjoyed. I actually got super into Mario Maker 2. Just playing those pre-made levels and stuff was a lot of fun. But even the spin-off games on the Switch have been a lot better than they were during the 3DS era, in my opinion. I played Paper Mario Origami King. I didn't get it when it first came out because I was just like, no, I'm not doing this again. But that was when I still lived in Japan, and in 2021, which was like a full year after the game came out, I found it for really cheap in a used game store for like $20, and I was like, okay, $20, I'll try this game. And I actually ended up really loving Paper Mario Origami King. So yeah, I was really impressed by that game. It wasn't exactly what I wanted from the series, but I would definitely put it above Sticker Star and Color Splash. It was way, way, way better than those, and I hope that they can keep that forward momentum up with the future of the Paper Mario series. We've also had the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle series, which is, you know, a new series on the Switch. And oh man, I remember when they first announced that first game, you know, early on in the Switch's life. I saw that and I was like, oh no, I do not want to play this game. I thought it looked so stupid. I did not care for the combat, the battle system that they had, the strategy, and the guns. I was like, this is so weird. I don't know. It just didn't look like it was for me. It looked like it was kind of directed at kids. I guess, you know, I guess you could say that about all Mario games. I think they are generally directed at kids, not 26-year-olds who hang on to things from their childhood to an unhealthy degree. I did go and finally, because the sequel to Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle just came out, and I do have a copy of the first game, so I finally played it, and I have to say, I actually love this game. Oh my god, I was blown away by this game. I'm so sad that I passed it up when it first came out, because in a way, it kind of is exactly what I had been wanting from the Mario spin-offs and RPGs for the longest time, because it actually is pretty interesting. It's kind of easy to look at it surface level and be like, oh, it looks a little stupid because it has the Rabbids in it and stuff, and it just looks, it is weird, but it's kind of that weirdness that I had been craving from the series for such a long time, and the gameplay is actually way better than I expected it to be. I'm actually really addicted to it right now. I'm almost done with the first game, and I'm definitely gonna pick up that sequel once I finish the first one. But anyway, yeah, that's about all of my thoughts for the dark ages of the Mario series. I would definitely say that it's over now. I think we're in the clear. I think Mario has been on a big upswing. I loved the movie so much. I just saw it the other day on my birthday, and I loved it. I loved it a lot, and I'm really hopeful and excited to see the future of Mario, because we had it rough there for a while during the 3DS era. We had it rough, but the Switch has been kind to Mario, I think, and I think we have a lot to look forward to in the future, and I am ready for whatever Nintendo wants to put out there in terms of new Mario games. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you like any of these games that I've been hating on? Because even though I was hating on a lot of the 3DS era and Wii U era Mario stuff, I am really nostalgic for a lot of them now. Even the ones I don't like. I'm even a little bit nostalgic for Paper Mario Sticker Star. And even the, like I said earlier, the new Super Mario Bros. Games as well, they are fun to play. It was just painful back then because it felt like that's all we were getting. So anyways, guys, what do you think about all that stuff? Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm insane? Do you think I'm just being a hater? Because I really do care about this series. Like I said, Mario is like my favorite thing ever. I love Mario. I love all the games for the most part. I just want the best for this series, and I think we're back on track. So again, thank you for watching. If you want to see more stuff like this, definitely leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.